All right, yo, what's going on, everybody? It is 7 p.m. here in Decatur, Georgia. We are here at Fleet Feet. Yes. And we are putting on a live show. What's going on? We are here with a couple of esteemed guests who I'll introduce in just a minute. But first, what I want to do is I want to say hi to everyone listening on the audio-only version of this. We're going to be recording this and putting this out on a podcast. For those of you who are out there, hopefully it's not super humid as you're listening to this. And if it is, take it a little bit easier on yourself. Because, you know, that's going to affect your pace and what the easy day is. So make sure you're keeping your days easy. And for everyone watching this later but not live, welcome. You are watching the #1 running podcast to listen to after you are getting ready for the Peachtree Road Race on Tuesday. Let's take a quick look at the crowd. We got everyone out here. Look at this. Look at all these people we got here. Yo! Awesome. We got a great crowd in here today, and we have a great panel. Let me start introducing everybody really quick. We'll have a chance to meet them all in a lot more detail, but first I want to introduce Emma Grace Hurley, who is a professional runner for Adidas and Atlanta Track Club. And then we also have Kwasi Kessie, who is the Adidas Runners Coach of Culture and Experience. And he is also a celebrity stylist, so if you've been loving what Noah Lyles is doing, give him an extra loud round of applause. And then we also have Drew Whitcomb of Wear Testers, a partner in crime of mine, and he's been trying to heat acclimate me and humidity acclimate me to get ready for this race, so thanks, Drew. All right, first I want to talk about some of this humidity while we're on the subject. It's really hot. I'm having a very hard time dealing with this. And so I'm going to just try to get as many tips out here. I'm going to make this very much about me if I can. I'm a YouTuber, so I got to be a little bit narcissistic. So maybe I can ask for some help from a pro. Emma Grace, how do you deal with this humidity when you're running?
Well, I grew up in it, so that's a little bit of a head start. But okay. Practically, just drink a lot of electrolytes, okay. And get out there early.
All right, excellent. And then as far as any tips for the course, this is your second time racing this?
Second time racing,
okay.
Third time running it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
What can we kind of expect from this course from someone like me who is new to the course and hasn't looked at the course profile probably as close as he should have?
So you can expect a pretty flat first mile, then a downhill second and third mile, and then you climb for pretty much 2 straight miles. But then, okay. Kind of once you're almost there, okay. When you have about a K to go, you'll turn onto 10th Street and it's downhill again. So
okay.
You'll have a fast finish.
So 2 miles of climbing? Everyone told me it was 1. So now
No, there's one that people talk about, but it keeps going.
Okay, so
yeah.
No, I was talking with Drew about it. There's a hill called Cardiac Hill. My understanding is it's so bad they just put a cardiac hospital at the top. Is that the right way to describe what this hill is?
Yeah, the race came first, and no. No, you'll get through it. I mean, as long as you're not like the top of the hill is the end of the race, you're gonna do great. Okay,
well, I feel like that's like a key tip because like, is it like a false summit kind of situation that's going on there?
No, but so many people talk about it that my tip would be it's really hyped up, and it is a really hard hill. But people hype it up so much, and they run so fast up it that you want to remember that you still have like 2.5 miles left when you get to the top.
Okay.
So I think part of why it's so hard is people run so hard up it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Well, Drew, you're now living in the area, and you've run this race a couple of times now as well. You've also run, I've been there with you to run a lot of these races, and you run on your own some of the biggest races in the world. What makes this race unique and worth people like me to come in, travel for, and make the trip out here to run it?
Well, you get all that you get at a major marathon. Crowd support. I mean, on Cardiac Hill, I think part of the reason people run up so fast is there's crowd all the way up. There's a priest from the Catholic Church throwing holy water on you. I mean, it's real nice. So it is literally like running, you know, a Boston, a New York with that kind of crowd support. Not maybe the whole way through, but then it's only a 10K too. So, and you could stay in Atlanta for some fireworks, whatever that night. So it's just a real cool vacation race, and like having that many people out on a 10K. I mean, like last year I was in Corral A, and walking right past me was Senator Warnock, and then the mayor was up there saying, "I love this race." Like, I mean, it's the only place where like even like the celebrities in town are doing it.
All right, really cool, really cool. All right, now, Kwasi, this is your first time running this race?
Yeah, first time.
Okay. What is some of the advice that people have given you on how to approach a race?
So I got a lot of advice. As soon as I came from the airport, I get in an Uber, and the Uber driver's like, "Yeah, why you in town?" I'm like, "For the Peachtree 10K." And he's like, "All right." I'm like, "I heard it's hilly," and he's like, "No, it's not really hilly." He said, this is what he said, and I was going off of his word, and he's like, "There's a part where, there's a section, and there's going to be taking pictures, so make sure you get a nice, good picture." So I've heard everything from when I first landed to it's not hilly to everyone here saying that it's hilly for 2 miles. So I got a little bit of everything, but I'm excited. I love hills, so I'm excited to see what the course gives.
Okay, all right. Now, the channel that I do, we review sneakers all the time. Drew at Wear Testers does a lot of sneaker reviews on the running side too. Drew, do you want to go down and talk about what everyone's going to be choosing for race day?
Yeah, I think we should start with the pro, because
Right.
that opinion will help us, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, so this is actually really easy, and we didn't plan this before, but I'll be warming up in this very color. These are the Ultra Boost Light. They're really good. My favorite easy run shoe. And then I'll be racing in the Adidas Pro 3s, also in this same exact color. So if you want to find me,
So
look for these.
does your kit match the
No,
shoe?
no, our kit's the
Track Club one?
Atlanta Track Club red. Yeah,
All right.
it doesn't match super well, but
Well,
that's okay.
I like the choices of shoes. What other Daily Trainer Adidas do you mix in there?
So I
from
like
time to time.
pretty much all of them. I'll wear the Solar Boost, I'll wear the SL20s. I mean, we were just talking about my shoe situation today. I wore the Solar Glides today. It's really depending on my mood, what matches the outfit the best, but I like all of them, really.
So how's the shelf situation at home then? Like
Cluttered.
I know what that's like.
Yeah.
All right, Kwasi.
Yeah.
You are gonna bring the style. I feel like
I
so. I
got
want
you,
to
I got
know, like, let's go like the whole. Tell me the whole outfit.
Wow. All right. So
I mean, if you're still on the fence, like, tell us the options too. Maybe the crowd can help you out.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to actually start with the kicks, which is the most important part. Adi Zero Pro 3. I love these. I'm going to have the dyeless ones. They're all white, so they have no pigment or anything in them. I really like those because they go with everything. I'm going to do some white Adidas socks, a black tight, and I do a 5-inch split short over it, black. And I'm trying to decide between my new Adidas Runners Atlanta shirt or just an Adidas Runners NYC shirt. I'm leaning towards Atlanta shirt,
Okay.
fresh and new,
I like that.
And my white hat. I always run in my
Okay.
signature
So
white hat.
you're always a hat.
Yeah.
Emma Grace, do you do headwear at all? Or?
Hats on easy runs, and then not for races and workouts.
But she's moving.
Yeah, you gotta.
I don't like stuff on my head, as you can tell. So I just keep it just straight like this for speed purposes, obviously, and cool down factor. It helps. But I am also doing the Adios Pro 3. I'm doing the solar red colorway, which a lot of you were trying out here, and then I'm going to try and match the outfit up with that. I'm still a little undecided on singlet, but I think I've got a nice plan as far as that goes. But like, my favorite part about this shoe is, like, at least among like the bouncy shoes out there, like, it's got a nice wide base. So like a bigger guy like me, I mean, I'm 6'6", 200 pounds. Like that helps out, especially later in the race when I'm trying to get up the energy to go up some hills, which we may or may not be doing on Tuesday, depending on who's right, the Uber driver or the pro runner, right? So, and then Daily Trainer, I would say my favorite Adidas right now is the SL, which is kind of a real nice shoe at $120 price point. It's got a puck of Light Strike Pro in the forefoot. I really am liking that shoe. But now let's go to the star of the show, Kafusi. I think he's got some different choices for us.
Yeah, so I think for the shoe, I'm going to go with the Takumi Sen 9. I absolutely love that shoe. I feel like it's a little bit underrated to go under the radar. And I normally run road marathons, so being able to finally race in a 5K, 10K shoe is a nice treat for me. I think my last 10K that I raced was like maybe 4 or 5 years ago. So I'm like, all right, finally gonna like get into that level of lactic burn, which I normally don't like to do, but I feel like the Takumi Sen 9 is gonna be a really nice shoe to be able to do that with. And then I'll go with some half tights. I ran my first Boston this year, so I got the Boston 2023 half tights. And then I just picked up a new singlet at the expo today, so I'm gonna go with the Adizero, like a white singlet. So I feel like that'll work with a white hat. So I'll be rocking the white hat too.
I
There
like
you
how
go.
you're leaning into the lactic acid thing. Earlier today, he told me the audience on YouTube really liked it when he's dry heaving at the finish line. And so like he is leaning into the Sufferfest, so I feel like he's gonna do real well on Tuesday.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I always just tell people I normally don't throw up after a race, but I think there's a chance on Tuesday. All right. Well, let's change gears a little bit. And since I have you here and I have a chance to talk to you a little bit at the pro level, I'd love to be able to get some insight from you, Emma Grace. So like the last race that I think I saw you race, I didn't get to see you race, but I was also there, was the Cherry Blossom 10 mile.
Oh, yeah.
That was a really great performance that you had up there. Completely different weather conditions than now. So like what kind of tweaks do you have to make as a professional athlete to be able to run not only a different distance, like a different gear from 10 miles to 10K, but also like cold and windy to like hot and humid?
Yeah, so they are totally different. So first of all, with the humidity, I've been this week really making sure I get a lot of electrolytes, a lot of water. Not that you don't want to hydrate for like a cold and windy race, but you don't want to be like, oh shoot, like I need to make sure I'm getting this in before bed and first thing in the morning and after my run. You know, you can kind of just drink normal water in those conditions, and in these you just really need to make sure you're pouring whatever electrolytes you use in your water. And then as far as like the race goes, you know, in a 10 mile you want to kind of sit back and let other people sort it out. And this one, I mean, yeah, it's shorter, it's faster, you can kind of get out there and see what you have on the day.
Now, for your strategy, like, are you going to kind of look around, see what everyone else is doing, or are you going to try to run your own race? What's the race strategy going to be for you personally?
Well, I haven't talked to the coaches yet, so we'll have to see. I typically kind of go out pretty hard. That's worked for me pretty well this year. That said, this is going to be really hot, and I do have to be aware of that. So I could see myself being persuaded to kind of sit back a little bit more than I would normally like. But we'll have to see. I'll talk to the coaches probably tomorrow.
Okay, awesome. And then from you, Drew, Drew and I, we got our waves changed, and because Drew was in wave A, and I got put into wave L for I don't know why I was put in there. Not that there's anything wrong with being in wave L, but so I was thinking, well, maybe I get put into wave A, and then we went up there to get our bibs changed, and they were like, oh, you guys can be in the seated corral. And I was like, yeah, we maybe asked for a little bit too much there. I'm not sure we need to be up there. Drew, what is your race strategy going to be on Tuesday?
Well, I was just texting with someone, and she's like, oh, we should totally run together. And I was like, wait, what are you going to run? She's like, I think I want to go 38 something. And I'm like, because that'd be like a PR for me. And I'm like, I don't know that tomorrow's a PR day. Because I ran the London Marathon not too long ago, so I'm still working my way back into shape now after a little bit of time off. So I think I'm gonna go maybe my PR is right under 40 minutes. I think I'll go for 42. So it's a nice hard effort. So it's probably gonna feel like a race effort based on my current fitness. But I think that'll help modulate the heat and the fact that I haven't worked my way back into the best shape.
Kwasi, what about you? What's your race plan going to be?
I think I'm going to hang out with Emma and see what I can do. Now, that's a joke. Don't hold me to that. Yeah. It's a joke. So I think I'm going to just take in the race for the first time. Everyone is just have a good time, enjoy yourself. So I have Janae from LA, captain of LA Adidas Runners in the building. May run with her. We got Jesse Zappo in the building, captain of Adidas Runners North America. So, just have a good time, enjoy the race, enjoy heart attack.
Cardiac.
Cardiac, it just keeps getting worse and worse. Just have a good time, enjoy the city, enjoy the race. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, here we got some information from people in the chat talking about what they're going to do race plan wise and what they're going to be doing in terms of their shoes. So like we're getting a lot of people talking about the Adios Pro 3, stuff like that. Someone wants to know what the Peachtree record in Crocs might be, but like, you know, I don't know. I don't know if we're really going to be hitting any of that, but you know, we'll see what happens going on there. But Kwasi, you were talking about how you had all these people from Adidas runners coming in and converging in on Atlanta.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's not something that I've really seen before. Is there a reason behind for that for this year, or what's going on with that?
Yeah, I got to lean in. We got a special announcement. This is, we're breaking it here on this podcast today. Special announcement. Adidas Runners is coming to Atlanta. I want to give a round of applause for that. It's a really big deal because this is our third city in North America. We started in New York in 2017, and then LA, and now we're in Atlanta. And we're partnering with Adidas Track Club. So it's going to be a big, big deal. So that's why we're here. That's why we're popping up. And that's why we came to Converge on Atlanta.
Awesome. That's great news. But let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What is it about Atlanta that makes Atlanta the third city? Because there's a lot of great other cities in the United States. Why'd you want to come here? Not to say that there's anything wrong with coming here. I'm giving you a chance to hype up Atlanta. So I'm just saying, like, what's great about Atlanta? Why did you want to make this the next spot?
I mean, it's Atlanta, right? Like, for real. I mean, woo! Outside of that, I think that Atlanta is a place of culture, a place of like authenticity, and also Adidas Track Club is the largest membership-based track club in the world, probably. Think so, right? So it's just like it's the perfect place to really highlight running and take running to the next level. Yeah.
Awesome.
And we have the largest 10K in the world with the Peachtree 10K. So it's just it's a great place to start. Well, to come back to it, yeah.
All right, and then to kind of kick off some of that, there's going to be an Adidas Runners event tomorrow. Yes. Is that right?
Yeah, we have our shakeout run at 7 a.m. We're meeting at 7 a.m. in Piedmont Park, and we're starting at 7:30. A quick 2-miler shakeout for our 10K. So definitely pull up. Again, Piedmont Park. We got the tent, the Adidas running tent. So definitely pull up 2 miles, and then we're gonna shake it out. It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, I mean, you say like quick 2-miler.
No. So
it doesn't have to be a fast.
No. So it's gonna be community style.
Yeah.
You put on your Ultra Boost. It's gonna be easy, nothing too crazy. We're just shaking out the legs, getting you ready for the 10K.
Okay. Now let me ask you a quick question. Now, since I got you here and you've been working with Noah Lyles, you've been doing the celebrity styling. Yeah. Like, what is the thought behind introducing something like that we've seen maybe in some other sports? But introducing that into the track and field world, what's like the motivation behind that? Where's the inspiration?
Yeah, so like I like to call myself a hybrid athlete. Some people like to think that it's like two sports, but I think it's different now. Like I'm a stylist and I'm also a runner. So with Noah Lyles, he has a lot of passions from art to fashion to you name it, he's into it. So we're just trying to really bring the energy of the NFL in the tunnel, the NBA in the tunnel to track and field. We were speaking earlier and you mentioned that Noah Lyles may run for less than 20 seconds. And this is bringing another element of why you would want to show up to a track meet. Just bridging the gap between fashion and fitness, running and culture, just really trying to make like a world within a world. So,
awesome. Now, Emma Grace, as a professional yourself, you see some of these developments happening. It's very different from kind of the traditional track and field world. What is your take on kind of what's happening here?
Yeah, I think it's so cool. I mean, I think that with track, one thing that I would really love to see is more viewership. Like, it's so exciting. Like, I get so excited to watch track on TV, and I'm obviously biased, but it's so cool. And stuff like that might help bring people in and be like, oh yeah, that's a really cool sport to watch. So I love it. That's so awesome.
Thank you. Yeah.
Very cool. All right, Drew, so then your next marathon, are you going to be doing like a walk-up music? Are you going to get kitted out for that?
I can style you. That's the both worlds.
For free?
We'll talk offline.
Awesome. All right, Kwasi, so when it comes to some of the ways that Adidas Runners is going to be, kind of investing in this Atlanta community, can you tell the people here that are in the Fleet Feet right now, and the people that are at home watching, like what can they kind of start to expect in terms of Adidas like committing to this city?
Yeah, so we're partnering with Adidas Track Club, like I mentioned, and also we'll be doing a monthly run once a month with Adidas Track Club, just to get it started, just to get it going. So yeah, we're gonna be doing a monthly run with Adidas Track Club once a month, and we're doing a shakeout tomorrow. We're doing a recovery after the run. So yeah, we're gonna start off small and then just build from there.
Okay, where's the recovery after the run going to be?
Where is the recovery after the run?
In the middle, Piedmont.
Piedmont Park. There you
Okay.
go, Piedmont Park. At the
All right.
AR tent. Yeah.
Okay, that's all right. That's going to be good.
It's all
That's
in
gonna be good.
Piedmont Park at the AR tent. Yeah.
Okay. Now, Drew, as you're seeing some of these things happening, you're getting to see from what a lot of different companies are doing. What are you seeing from Adidas that it makes it exciting for you, especially now that you're an Atlanta resident as well?
Yeah, see, I think, I mean, like, obviously, like, they took on Atlanta Track Club, and they've just, like, taken things to a new level, I think, is what I've noticed in terms of both the support to the pros and, like, the cool stuff they're doing in the community. And so the Adidas runners, like, having done a shakeout run with them in Boston earlier this year, like, the participation there and the diversity of the Adidas runners group is, like, well, yeah, it definitely is like at a different level than I would say what a lot of what else is going on. And so, like, to me, that makes Atlanta like the perfect next step, because in my mind, like, Peachtree 10K is like the most diverse race in probably the country, right? Because I mean, it's been around here. Atlanta's so diverse. It's been around for so long. People, you know, have been, you know, it's been a tradition in some families for 10, 20 years, right? And, like, I think you'll see that when you get out on the course tomorrow. And I think that's, like, it just is perfect with the way, like, when we did the shakeout with the Adidas runners in Boston, we came back to, like, the quad where, like, everything's going on, and they did, like, a big stretching session, and it was just, like, it was kind of like a collegial attitude that was just a little bit different than I see from most of these other kind of, you know, track clubs and run clubs that are kind of more brand backed. And so I think they must really give Jesse and Kwasi and all of them, like, a little bit more creative freedom than maybe other people get too, which is a cool thing, especially coming into a city like Atlanta that is, like, famous for creative freedom for rappers and that sort of thing.
Awesome. All right, I'm going to take a couple of things from the chat. All right, where was the one that I saw up here that I was talking about? Brian Lang, who's here, he's over there. He's commenting on the chat. But Brian said, Kwasi talked about the white undyed Adios Pro. Maybe Kofuzi wants them. I will say that all the undyed series of the Adizero line is just absolutely incredible. I ran Boston in the undyed Prime X Strung, and I just felt like that was just really fun to be able to race in, because, like, you know, no one's going to be checking my shoes at the end of the race, so it's okay for me to run in a 50 millimeter stack height shoe. So that was a lot of fun, and I do not have the Adios Pro 3 in the undyed white, so I'm definitely going to be eyeing Kwasi's at the race, checking them out. Maybe I'll have to pick up a pair. Awesome. All right, let's see what we get in here. And I think there were some questions as to who is sponsoring the Atlanta Track Club. Matt Krazon is clarifying that it's Atlanta Track Club, sponsored by Adidas currently. Yeah. And that's a question that I think, then throw to Emma Grace. What has it been like for Adidas to come in over the last 2 years now? Is that right?
Yeah.
As the sponsor of Atlanta Track Club.
Yeah, it's been really great. I mean, like he was saying about the styling, the cool thing that kind of at first we were so excited about was that Adidas is kind of the brand that meets, like, running with style. So we were so excited just about that. At least the girls were. But no, like, it's been really great to feel like I have shoes that fit and are exactly what I need, to know that, like, you know, I have exactly the clothes I need. Like, I feel like I have, like, 4 different shirts, one for, like, each temperature range. Like, oh, I have my really light shirt, or, oh, you know, it's a little cooler. So it's really been great to have, like, clothes that fit, that work. And, you know, for a travel day, maybe you're in a new city, clothes that look great. So, yeah, it's been awesome. They've been really supportive of us.
And then, I mean, I'm not going to, like, try to badmouth the previous sponsor, but, like, when it comes to the product that you're, like, living in, running in,
Yeah.
making your livelihood with, you know, how has that been for you?
Yeah, it's been great. I've really gotten into road racing lately, and probably the biggest thing has been the road shoes. Like, I feel really, really good in them. I love putting them on race day. Yeah, I love our training shoes as well. I have a very similar version called the Takumi Sin 9, what you said you're working on, that I love doing workouts in. So I felt like I haven't really gotten injured in them, which has been awesome.
All right. Someone's asking a question. Martha in the chat is asking a question about the pronunciation of Adidas. Because I say it the American way, and then we have a lot of European viewers as well.
Yeah. So
Can you guys, either Emma Grace as the professional or Kwasi coming as like the culture and experience coach, like what is the Adidas official take on how a person like me says Adidas?
So I say Adidas as well because I'm American, but from when I'm in Europe, it's Adidas.
Okay.
Right? Did I get it right? Adidas. Yeah. So I think it depends on where you're at.
All right. Emma Grace, what about you? How do you approach it?
I would say Adidas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter where you are.
I'm American wherever I am, so
Okay.
yeah, I would go with that.
See, I mean, the way I've always said it is like I feel like Adidas forfeited the right to make corrections after the song "My Adidas" came out.
Facts.
I mean, like they had a chance in the '80s to be like, "No, can you change that song to My Adidas?" They could have said that. They didn't, and so I feel like you know what? You forfeit after that. So that's always been my take, even if the Europeans don't like it. You know, I had a chance to visit the headquarters in Herzog, and I did say Adidas the entire time, and no one like gave me a hard time. So I feel like
They
again,
give me a pass.
you know, I got the okay to go that way. Drew, what's your take on that?
I've always said Adidas, and I just, no one. Like I deal with a lot of people from the Adidas brand on the basketball side, the running side, and no one's ever corrected me. So I'm just gonna keep going. So,
Okay.
so someone's either like bold enough to correct me, or they're just like, yeah, he's fine.
Okay. All right. I'm just going to throw this question out there. I don't think anyone here is allowed to answer it, but, you know, Cesar Zogby does want to know Primex 2 when. I'm just going to lay that out there. You know, there's some Adidas people here. Maybe we could talk off camera later. But I'm just saying it is something that people in the chat are very, very curious about. Just leaving that out there. Emma Grace, have you ever run in any of the Primex shoes?
No.
I'm not asking you about the new one. I'm just any like the original one?
No.
I mean, I don't think it would be
Because those
something
are
that.
all the 50 millimeter. Yeah. No, I have not.
Okay. I mean, I think it'd be okay for you to do a session in them.
Probably.
But
I'm open to it. They don't send it to us.
Okay.
I think just to make sure we don't accidentally race in them.
Okay. All right. Very cool.
Theoretically, if one does come out, I would wear it for my next marathon.
Just putting it out there.
Yeah, for all the Adidas people that are out there.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Raj Kumar Rashinji has a question for, we'll see. Maybe we'll throw it out to, we'll let everyone get a crack at this one. The question is, well, first he says, this is the best live stream from Atlanta.
Hey.
And he says, he's got a super shoe question. Any thoughts on using like a super shoe as like a daily trainer? I mean, sometimes there could be, and Kwasi, I'll maybe tweak the question for you a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, because sometimes you see like the people wearing like the super shoes like casually, you know, and in the running community, we have an opinion on it. From a stylistic perspective, what's your opinion on it? Maybe we'll start with you on that question.
Yeah, so in terms of training, I would suggest doing like right now I have on the Takumi Sen styling a little bit, but it's a lower profile shoe. But in terms of styling in a super shoe, I wouldn't suggest it, just because I don't think it's the safest thing to do. It's really made for running and for running fast and running more efficient. So I wouldn't suggest it. I wouldn't style Noah Lyles in it. I'll just say like that.
Do you know if Noah Lyles has ever run in like an Adios Pro 3?
I haven't seen him because he's a track god,
Right,
so
right,
I haven't
right.
seen him in that. It's more of a road shoe, but who knows?
Okay. Emma Grace, what about you? What's your take on using like a carbon plated shoe for like every day?
I think you definitely want to be able to slow down some days and really take your easy days easy. And I mean, like, Adidas makes really great training shoes. Like, the Ultra Boosts are so comfortable. So, you know, it's not like I'm like, oh, but I could have my carbon plate shoes. No, I mean, I think you should save them for workouts and races.
Okay, and then Drew, let's take it from your perspective as a 6'6" guy. You're kind of like the big guy representative on the panel here,
Yeah.
because you talk to a lot of people at Wear Testers, like former basketball players, former football players. I feel like that's an audience that might want to have like a carbon plated or a super shoe, maybe not necessarily carbon, but a super shoe for easy days. Is that something that you're seeing as a trend over there?
Yeah, there was a certain NBA player who I won't name who wore a super shoe in the tunnel,
Okay.
and then the next day was just a huge amount of DMs are like, whoa, what are those? Like, because all these people from the basketball side of our business were like wondering what this guy's wearing, and I was like, I just had to like make in my notes app, I made this thing that I could copy and paste into every single like, Instagram DM that was like, okay, that's what the shoe is. It's not for casual wear. Because like it's just a little bit too unstable. I don't think most people would enjoy it for a full day of wearing, even if they're on their feet all day in like a retail location. So people like start to think that oh, maybe that'll solve the problem, but it's built for forward motion, right? And so I may occasionally, because like I've got to test shoes when they come in, so I may occasionally wear a super shoe like the Adios Pro 3 for some like daily stuff. But like even I know, like when I try it, like Emma Grace said, like I start like creeping up in speed, and all of a sudden an easy day becomes not so easy, because again, it's trying to send me forward. It's all the motion is going forward, and so it's like if you do that too much, like you'll end up training a little bit faster than you want to, when you should be kind of taking it easy. But I'm a firm believer in like get that super shoe early in your training cycle. Buy your Adios Pro 3, 12 weeks, 16 weeks out from your goal race, and then mix it in to a couple like long runs or workouts, so that you don't have any hot spots, you don't have any issues with the shoe. And so then on race day, it's like an old reliable, but you haven't used it that much, so that it still feels like super bouncy on race day.
All right, speaking of race day, let's bring it back to Peachtree before we kind of close it out for today. Let's say we've made it through the heat, we've made it through, which apparently is like 2.5 miles of hills at this point. We've made it through all that.
Allegedly.
When you finish, what's the best way to kind of celebrate a good day out there on the course? Emma Grace, I'll start with you, because your answer might be a little bit different than kind of like the rest of like Gen Pop over here. As a pro, like what is your way of celebrating a successful Peachtree?
Yeah, well, I'm really excited about the race. But I mean, my family lives here, my boyfriend lives here, so we'll probably, I'll see my parents at the finish line, so we'll hang out a bit, talk about the race, and then, I mean, I don't know, we'll probably spend the day by the pool, something where we're not like sweating, but outside.
All right, that sounds good. Kwasi, what about you?
I would say Adidas Runner's 10K Finisher Recovery Zone in Piedmont Park is a great way to finish, take it nice and easy, recover, and then I always like to enjoy pizza after a good or strong or hard run, and my lady Ashley's here, so we're gonna indulge, so it's gonna be dope. Yeah.
Are you gonna be looking for like a New York slice down here, or what's the pizza situation? What's it gonna be?
You're right. Now I might have to go into my bag of soul food. So maybe soul food while I'm in Atlanta.
Okay. All right. All right, Drew. What are we doing after the race tomorrow?
So
on Tuesday?
To like wander around Piedmont Park a little bit, soak it all in. Like as people are finishing, kind of like check in with some friends and stuff. Probably will hit the recovery area since I know somebody over there now.
VIP.
Yeah, exactly. But really, like after that, it's like take a leisurely stroll back to the MARTA and just like try and find like either a burger joint or get home and do like a barbecue with burgers and hot dogs, because it's still the 4th of July, so I feel like I gotta like stick with that theme a little.
Okay. All right.
The pool is sounding very good though. Now that Emma Grace has said it, so
invite only?
I might. Well, my neighborhood's got a pool. Hey, you're welcome.
All right,
Yeah.
cool.
So
We just gotta find the key first.
I mean, I feel like the pool idea is gonna be great because it has been hot. After we went to the expo today, and when we left the expo today, I was just like, I can't even breathe out here. I feel like I was breathing through a wet towel. It was disgusting. I was like, I don't even want to walk to the car, Drew. I don't know how we're gonna race in this, so I think I'm gonna need to hop in the pool after the race
we
on
start at
Tuesday.
7 a.m. Not 4 p.m. Luckily.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks everyone for being a part of this panel. I had a lot of fun talking to you guys. Thanks everyone at home on the chat for chiming in. And thanks everyone for coming here live. Afterwards, we're going to have some drinks and some snacks around the corner and down below. So let's hang out, let's take some selfies, and then we'll have a good time and continue to get ready for that Peachtree Road Race. But everyone that's watching at home, thanks for tuning in. We'll have another live stream on Wednesday, will be the next one. Same regular time. Hopefully I'll see you then. In the meantime, be safe out there, everybody. Thanks, everybody that came today.
My Uber driver was like, oh, it's no hills, don't worry about it. Everybody's telling me to console, but
So pretty much